Hi guys, welcome back. We're on our fourth lesson for the Comprehensive Color Blending series, and this is on the intermediate level. If you're new to the channel and you don't know what the Comprehensive Color Blending series is, in our first lesson we learned how to properly shade an object, and then we learned how to do the pit, the bump, and the hole. In our second lesson, we learned depth. In our third lesson, we learned hard lighting using hard lines. And that brings us to lesson 4, and we're going to learn how to shape objects through just blending. There's going to be a lot of information today, even though the picture looks simple. If you have not taken the other lessons, the paperwork and the pictures for the entire course is available in my Etsy shop. It's down in the link below. And you can catch up at any time. You can jump into this course at any point. Today just happens to be the fourth lesson that I'm doing. There are 6 lessons that you take before you even start the YouTube learning. Those are all included in the paperwork for this course. So today's lesson, we're going to do the cookie. I chose a very simple object, mostly because it's a complex color blend. In addition, there are hundreds and thousands of pictures for references to use. I drew for you a basic cookie. You don't have to use a reference picture that's one-on-one. Every cookie is different. So if you don't put the line exactly where I put my line, your cookie is going to come out fine. You're going to just learn how to do this. In today's lesson, we're also going to add the crack or the wrinkle to our repertoire. So we'll have the divot, the hole, the bump, the crack, and the wrinkle. So let's begin. So this is the picture that we're going to be working on. It's very light. It's supposed to be light. These are not coloring book sketches. These are artist sketches as if you were using your pencil. And I did a little bit of it here. Now it's not, of course, complete. It's only the bottom. I just wanted to get a head start on it. The whole top cookie is up there for us to learn on, and then I'll be able to shade up and do everything at the very end. So I just wanted to get some color into that bottom cookie. So we're going to begin with getting out our color card, and it's color card chocolate chip cookie. To that, we're going to add a couple of pencils. We're going to add in burnt ochre, cream, sepia, and goldenrod. Now, the only reason we're adding in sepia is because I can't find my espresso. I have no idea what I did with it, so I have to go out and get another one. So those are your extra pencils, and of course, you're going to add in your black, whites, and grays. We're going to start with a bottom layer, and we want to just add some color onto the page. But we're not going to just add color sweeping across. We want to sculpt this cookie. Using coloring books, there's always open space. And what a beginner might do is just color in the whole entire thing, making it all smooth. Well, that works if you do that, and then you have just regular coloring. We're going to be doing it a little bit differently. We're going to be sculpting this cookie so that the texture on the cookie actually looks like a cookie. I'm going to be working with 2 pencils right now, cream and goldenrod. Cream is going to be your bottom color, and we're not going to put it everywhere, but just like we did the divots and the bumps, we want to hit the top areas where your highlight's going to be. So it doesn't mean it's going to be on top of the cookie. It's going to be on top of the ridges. So I'm not going to sweep across the page using my cream. I want to put it where I think. Now, I'm going to get out a reference picture, and it could be any picture that on there. I think I've used about 6 of them already for this picture. Just something with some interesting creases and crevices. Okay, so while I'm eyeballing reference picture, I'm taking notice in almost like the same area, if it's close to the same size, where some of your peaks are going to be. And I'm going to add in my cream. Now, the perspective on this picture is it's laying flat. It's not sitting upward. So you have to just keep that in mind. So I'm going to add in where I feel that the top is going to peak at its lightest. Then I'm going to rough in some of my dark. Now, the good thing about using cream is it covers up really easy because it's light. Don't go immediately to your darker colors. Then I'm going to add the second color in my goldenrod. My goldenrod is going to be like a medium tone. Now you see what happens when I add these two colors next to each other? It's not that they're blending on top of each other, it's next to each other. You're going to get what looks like ridges. Now this is going to take of course, a very long time, and we don't have that type of time for the video. So I'm going to move it along, and then I'm going to put you on hyperlapse when I get to my next layer. Because once the first layers are on, it becomes easier and easier, and it gets more fun as you're adding in the cracks and stuff. So I want to get through this part. Now you're going to start adding some of the colors from the chocolate chip card. You're listening to my birds play. They love when I film in my room, in my craft room, because they view me as part of their flock, and I sound happy. Now, don't color in the whole chocolate chip, because even though it's dark, it's not black and void of shading. Get out my sand, and I'm going to add that in the same way as I did to give it a third tone. And of course we'll add in white later on. Of course I still have a lot more to do, but the next is I'm going to use that burnt ochre. I know you guys are teaching me how to say this word. Burnt ochre. Ochre. And I'm going to use that as a darker color in the back. I'm going to put you on hyperlapse because those are the colors that I'm going to use on my base, and I'm going to let you watch me do this on hyperlapse. Now, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but for those of you who like to watch me much slower, go to the video and, okay, there's going to be a little cogwheel in the bottom right. Hit on that, and you're going to hit settings. Go to playback speed, and then put on 0.25 and turn off the volume. And you should be seeing me close to normal or a little bit slow. continuing to do the shading on the top, I just want to let you know that it comes out looking a little bit like a cracker sitting on a biscuit. But that's because I haven't done in the final shading and we haven't done any of the details yet. So I'm going to have to stop the video at the midpoint due to the way it uploads. So in part 2, I'm going to do the final shading and we're going to do all the cracks and crevices to finish up the picture and make it look like an actual chocolate chip cookie. I hope you enjoyed part 1 and I will see you on Thursday with part 2. Take care, guys.